Will the king kill a poor lucky child before he is born? Or will some divine power be able to save that lucky child? And will that lucky child be able to get hold of the 3 golden hairs of the devil? To know this, stay tuned to the story till the end. It is about a very old time. A very poor woman gave birth to a beautiful son. That child had a big blue spot on his hand, which according to the pundits was making him lucky. With his birth, the learned pundits of that village predicted that this child will marry a princess at the age of 14 and will rule himself. One day it so happened that a king lost his way while hunting and came to the same village where that child was born. The villagers did not recognize that king because they had never seen him. An old man of the village told the king that a few days ago a child was born in his village, who will marry the daughter of the king of this kingdom at the age of 14. The king got very angry on hearing this, because a daughter was born in his house a few days ago. The king was anyway a very arrogant and harsh person. The king thought, why don't I give some money to that poor woman and take her child from her and kill her, otherwise this lucky child will not be able to marry my princess. He said to that old man of the village, Baba, you take me to that woman. She will not be able to raise that child properly. I will raise that child well. The old man took the king to the mother of that lucky child. The king requested her to give her child and said, you are very poor, how will you be able to raise this child? Give this child to me. I will raise him very well. That poor woman kept refusing to give him her child. Then the king gave her a lot of money and said, you feed yourself with this money, and when this lucky son of yours grows up, he will come to you himself. The poor woman thought, since this is a very lucky child, that is why this rich man has come to my house to take him. Maybe this is God's will. After a lot of thinking, that poor woman gave her child to the king. The king bought a wooden box for that child, and putting him in that box, left him in the flowing water. He thought that the child will die inside this box due to suffocation. He was very happy in his heart, thinking that he saved his beloved daughter from that unwanted husband. The one who saves is greater than the one who kills. The same happened with that child too. That wooden box while floating got stuck in a panchki. When the servant working on that panchki saw that wooden box, he became very happy. He thought that there must be a lot of wealth in that box. He dived into the water and took out the box. When he opened the box, he saw that a child wearing dirty clothes was sleeping in it. The servant thought, what use is this child to me? Why don't I take this child to Panchaki's master? He will definitely keep him with him because he doesn't have any child of his own. Thinking this, the servant took the child to his master. Panchaki's master was very happy to see that child. He thought that maybe God heard his wife's prayer and sent this child to him. Both the husband and wife started raising that child with great love and dedication. As the child grew up, his face became brighter. Anyone who saw him would keep looking at him. One day an incident happened which proved the prophecy made at the time of the child's birth to be true. The king was going out for some work on the same road on which Panchaki was. Suddenly a huge storm came on the way, so the king had to stop near the same Panchki. The king saw that handsome young man sitting at the shop, so he asked the owner of the Panchki, is this your son? He is very handsome. The owner of the mill said, he is my son because we have brought him up. About 14 years from today. Earlier we had found this child in a wooden box. The king's old memories were refreshed. He was very surprised to hear the owner of the mill that the child, whom he had thought to be dead till now, was still alive. He again thought of a way to kill that boy. He said to the owner of the Panchaki, can you order this boy to do a work for me? I want to send a letter to the queen. This letter is very important. I will give him 2 gold coins for this work. The boy immediately agreed, and the owner of the mill also agreed to send him. The king asked the Jat to write a letter to his queen. He wrote, as soon as this boy reaches you with this letter of mine, you get him killed and also bury him far away from the palace. All this should be done before I return. After writing this, he stamped the letter and gave it to the boy. The boy took that letter and went towards the palace. Till date he had not gone very far from his home. He could not find the way to the palace and started wandering in the forest. The evening had set in, when he saw a light coming from a distance in the darkness. He ran towards that light and saw that there was a small mud house there. In that house, when he entered that house, he saw an old woman sitting all alone with a fire lit. The woman got scared seeing the boy in front of her. She asked the boy, "Son, where are you coming from and where do you want to go?" The boy replied, "I am coming from Panchki of the nearby village and I am going to give this letter to Rani Ma, but I have lost my way in this forest. It became evening while I was searching for the way. I saw this house in the darkness, so I came here to spend the night." That old woman felt very sorry for the boy, because it was a place where dacoits stayed. And that old woman was the maid of those dacoits. He was afraid that if the bandits saw him, they would kill him. The boy was initially a little afraid to know that he had entered the bandits' house. But going anywhere else in the dark was not an easy task. And he was very tired due to walking all day. So he was feeling very sleepy. As per the old woman's instructions, he quietly slept on the floor in a corner of the house. When the bandits came to that house later in the night, they started getting very angry at their maid on seeing someone else sleeping in their house. The old maid told them everything. And she also put the letter in the hands of the bandit leader, which the boy had shown her. Seeing the king's seal, the bandits became suspicious of the letter. The leader opened the letter very carefully and read it, then he felt very sorry for the sleeping boy. He tore that letter and put another letter in it. It was written in that letter that as soon as this boy reaches the palace, you should get your princess married to this boy. This work should be completed before I return. They put this letter in front of that boy. And before morning the robbers left from there. In the morning when that boy woke up, that old lady gave him some water to drink. Then that boy started towards the palace. On reaching the palace, he delivered that letter to the queen. When the queen read the letter, she was very surprised at what kind of order the king has given. He should get his princess married to an unknown boy. The letter had the king's seal on it. The queen felt that this cannot be a fraud. She had to get her daughter married to this boy before the king returned. The queen called the boy to her. He was innocent and handsome. He liked his face very much, and the very next day he got his daughter married to him. The boy started living happily with the princess in the palace. After a few months, the king returned to his palace and was very curious to know about the boy. But when he came to know that the queen had got the princess married to the same boy, he became very angry. His wife did what he did not want to happen. He asked his wife for the letter. The king was very surprised to see that the boy had written about the princess' marriage to the boy. He suspected the boy that he was educated and must have changed the letter on the way. He called the boy and ordered him to tell the truth. The boy said, "O king, I do not know what you had written in this letter, because I brought it as it is." He became the king of this kingdom. He told the boy, "In my absence the queen has married my daughter to a scoundrel like you, but I will not give my consent to this marriage until you bring me the 3 golden hairs of the devil. Only when you give me these 3 golden hairs, you will be able to become her husband in the true sense." The king had put such an impossible condition because the boy will die while searching for the 3 golden hairs. In this way he will get rid of this boy automatically. Now the boy had no other option but to obey the king's orders. Because even if he violates the king's orders, the king will get him killed. It is better to go out and search. Maybe he will be able to bring the 3 golden hairs. The very next day he set out to search for the golden hairs of the devil. While walking he reached a big city. There was a big gate at the border of the city, which was guarded by armed soldiers. The soldier asked the boy, "What is your work here? Do you understand and know anything?" The boy said, "I understand and know everything." The soldier said, "If you know everything, then do us a favor. Tell us also that this well on the border of the city, earlier sweet water used to come out of it, but now there is no water in it, it has dried up. Why?" The boy said, "Just wait a little. I will tell you when I finish my work and come back." Saying this, he went ahead from the gate. After that he reached near the big gate of the second city. There also a soldier was guarding with a weapon. That soldier also asked the boy the same question as the first soldier. The boy gave him the same answer. The soldier said, "If you understand and know everything, then please tell me this much, that the apple tree planted on the border of this city used to bear golden apples earlier, but now it has completely dried up. Now it does not even bear leaves. Why is this so? I will tell you the answer when I finish my work and come back." Saying this, he went ahead, and while walking he reached the border of the third city. There was a big river in which there was a small boat, and a sailor was sitting on it. The sailor asked him, "Why have you come here, and what do you understand and know about this place?" The boy said, "I know everything." The boatman said, "If you understand and know everything, then please tell me how I can get rid of this work of coming and going." The boy said, "You will definitely get the answer to this question when I come back. But first you help me cross the river." The boatman made him sit on his boat and left him on the other bank. As soon as he reached the other bank of the river, he saw a rough and dark path going down. He started walking on that path. After reaching quite far down, he saw an old woman sitting in the courtyard. As soon as he entered that house, the old woman asked him, "Hey child, who are you and why have you come here? Don't you know that the devil lives here?" The boy said, "I have come to the right place, now you help me. I want 3 golden hairs from the devil's head, otherwise I will not get my wife back." The old woman said, "Son, this is a very big demand of yours. It is not so easy to fulfill it. When the demon comes back home and sees you here, he will chew you raw. That is why I will have to protect you." The old woman felt pity for the boy. She hid the boy in her bundle with her magic. The boy said, "Old mother, I also want to ask you the answers of 3 questions. First, why has the Eskunga, from which sweet water like sherbet used to come out earlier, dried up these days? The second question is that an apple tree which used to bear golden apples earlier, now does not even bear leaves. Why has that tree dried up? The third question is, why does a sailor always have to go from here to there? Why does he not get rid of this?" The old mother said, "These 3 are very difficult questions. We can get the answers to these questions only from the demon. I will definitely try this for you, but now you keep quiet, otherwise you will not survive." The demon reached home in the evening. As soon as he entered, he started making noise. "I am smelling a human in my house. There is definitely something wrong today. Who came here?" Saying this, he looked around the whole house. But he did not find any human. His old mother got angry at him and said, "I have cleaned the whole house just a while ago. I have not seen any human here. It seems that the smell of man has entered your nose. Sit quietly, comfortably, and eat food." When the demon did not find any human, he had to believe his mother. He quietly ate food and lay down on the big mat spread on the ground. He fell asleep as soon as he lay down. His mother also took him to another mat spread near him today, because today she had to pluck 3 golden hairs from the monster's hair. When the monster started snoring loudly in his sleep, the old mother plucked out 1 golden hair from his head. The monster groaned loudly. "Oh mother, what are you doing? Why are you pulling my hair?" The old mother said, "Son, I just saw a horrible dream, so out of fear I grabbed your hair." The demon asked, "What was that dream that scared you so much?" The old mother said, "I saw in my dream that the well in the market from which sweet water used to flow, now sweet water will start flowing from that well again." Saying this, the monster again started snoring loudly. When the old mother was sure that the monster was completely asleep, she plucked out another golden hair from his head. The monster again screamed loudly. "Oh mother! What are you doing?" The old mother said, "Son, don't feel bad, I had a strange dream again. Then out of fear your hair came into my hands." The demon asked, "What was that dream that scared you so much?" The old mother said, "I had a dream out of fear. Your hair is mine? The tree on which golden apples used to grow earlier has now dried up. What is the reason for its drying up?" The demon said, "There is a rat living at the root of this tree, which keeps biting its roots. If that rat is killed, then that tree will again start giving golden apples. And now don't disturb me with your dreams, mother. Let me sleep peacefully." After saying this, after a while that demon again started snoring loudly. As soon as the old mother felt that the demon has really fallen asleep, he plucked out the golden hair for the 3rd time. Now the demon was furious with anger. But he started scolding Booty Ma. Booty Ma tried to calm him down. Then she said lovingly, "Son, what should I do with these strange dreams? I have just seen a strange dream again." The demon said, "What kind of dream did you see? Tell me quickly, I am feeling very sleepy." Budima said, I saw in my dream that a sailor was complaining to me that he has to go here and there all the time. Why can't he get rid of this? What is his fault in this? The demon said, the sailor is a fool. On this day, if he gives his paddle to some other man, he will get rid of the daily coming and going. Saying this, the demon again went to his mat and started snoring. Now Budima took out the boy from her bundle and gave him 3 golden hairs and said, You have already heard the answers to my 3 questions. Now take these 3 hairs and run away from here immediately. After bringing the boy back to his original form, Budima immediately threw him out of the house. Padki thanked him from his heart and started towards his father-in-law's kingdom. On the way, he again met the same boatman and the 2 guards. He told them the answer to his question. The soldier also loaded a lot of wealth on a donkey and rewarded him. Now he reached his father-in-law with 3 golden hairs and a lot of wealth on 2 donkeys. The king was surprised to see him. Seeing the 3 hairs and 2 donkeys full of wealth, the king asked him, Where did you get so much wealth? The boy said, I had gone to the other side of the river. There I found a lot of wealth. I brought some of that wealth with me. The king got greedy. He asked the boy, Can I also bring some wealth from the other side of the river like you? The boy said, Why not? There is a boatman sitting on a boat in that river who will take you across in his boat. But if you take the paddle from him and row the boat yourself, then you will bring a lot of wealth after reaching the other side of the river. The greedy king, after hearing this, started walking towards the river. There was indeed a boatman sitting on a small boat. The king went to that boatman and took the oar from his hand and started rowing the boat himself. Now that boatman got relief from the daily coming and going. And the king was punished by going here and there on the boat all the time in place of that boatman.